I think it's really problematic to consistently erase people who have the kinkiest hair textures from hair discrimination conversations because they actually should be at the forefront of speaking about everything. On the ad on the right, where her hair is curly, I found that really funny because to me, I'm like, a lot of black girls show up to job interviews wearing that hair texture. Like, to a lot of black people, 3C hair texture is very, very professional.
Sometimes it don't make no sense. Does it really have to? There is nothing I can say.
Hi, welcome to Mayowa's World. Hi y'all, welcome to Mayowa's World. My name is Mayowa, and on my channel I like to discuss things relating to colorism, featureism, texturism, pretty much anything under the umbrella of anti-blackness. Today's topic for the video is actually going to be around texturism. If you are new to my channel, texturism is the discrimination of kinkier hair types, kinkier textures. So people who have 4C hair, people who have short clump forming hair. Texturism is discrimination of kinky hair. So today's video is going to be about an ad that I saw recently that was released between Dove and LinkedIn. But now they've released a campaign on behalf of, the natural hair girlies, and this is what they're saying. As you can see from the image, they are using somebody with a looser hair texture to talk about black hair discrimination. Not addressing 4C hair when talking about hair discrimination or texturism is akin to not bringing up black people when talking about racism or anti-blackness. Like, you've got to have them in the equation every time. So I'm gonna give my thoughts about this ad, Dove, and like my thoughts on texturism within all of this. So if y'all are new to my channel, I'm originally from Atlanta, but currently right now I am in London. The seasonal depression is really kicking my ass. I don't know how you European babes do it. I don't know how you cold country babes do it. It's too much. But I'm actually doing a show in Berlin on March 25th. It's going to be a variety show. I'm going to be doing some comedy. If y'all are in Berlin and want to come, I would really appreciate y'all buying tickets. And if you just want to buy tickets to support, I'll have my link in my bio. Okay, so Dove has released collaboration with LinkedIn, and they've said that they are reinforcing and celebrating that black hair is professional. That is what they've said. And then they've gone on to say, according to the 2023 Crown Research study, which, by the way, if you don't know, Crown Research is trying to make it to where you can't discriminate against black people for their hair texture. Black women's hair is 2.5 times likely to be perceived as unprofessional, and bias against natural hair and protective styles can impact how black women navigate the hiring process. So, with that being said, they've shown an image of somebody, they have a 3C hair texture, and then on the bottom images, you have two people with manicured locks. So I'm going to dissect why I don't like this. This is very boring, this is very redundant, and then just kind of add some nuance to the conversation. On the ad on the right, where her hair is curly, I found that really funny because to me, I'm like, a lot of black girls show up to job interviews wearing that hair texture. Like, to a lot of black people, 3C hair texture is very, very professional. That is their chosen hair, like that is their chosen like hair option. And, as somebody personally, I'm speaking from somebody whose hair is universally deemed as unprofessional in like pretty much every country. I feel like I can, I feel like I have my little chops, like with having freeform locks, like, this is how my natural hair grows. But ultimately my hair is a 4C hair texture that has clumped together, and it is now at the length that it is at. But along the way, there is a lot of hair discrimination, a lot of texturism I've experienced, and I still experience because I am choosing to wear my hair in this way. I understand that because of the way I wear my hair, there's a lot of job options that I cannot do because of these things. Personally, with my journey, I've just learned that I don't want to work for places that aren't, like, if my hair is the determinant, other aspects of myself are not going to do well in those settings. When people talk about these things and they're like, oh, there's discrimination against these hair textures, like, why is it that we always focus on the people who are at like the precipice of like privilege? And even I question like the studies of how they're like determining whose hair is being discriminated against, because if you can't even put somebody who's dark skinned with 4C hair on your ad, I don't really know how expansive I feel like your research is going to be. Like, every time they don't pick the option that's honest, they pick the option that optically like is going to make white people feel comfortable. I think it's really problematic to consistently erase people who have the kinkiest hair textures from hair discrimination conversations because they actually should be at the forefront of speaking about everything. Even with me having the hair texture that I do now, I still can understand that the longer my hair has grown, the more not socially acceptable, but I can notice I have a warmer treatment towards people and I have more engagement and like compliments with having longer hair than when I had shorter freeform locks. And I've mentioned that like so many times in my past videos that having shorter shorter freeform or kinky 4C hair is going to be a really specific kind of journey. And people who have 4C hair do everything they can to cover up their hair texture. So like that's really who should be centered every single time. And when I see ads like this, I'm just like, how removed are you from understanding people that you think that this is what they want to, this is what they're going through? Like, it's so, you know what I find fascinating about this? Like in the West, Dove is like pro hair, we care about you guys, black people, da 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 da. But then in Africa, Dove is the same people selling skin bleaching products in bulks, in masses. Like Dove, when I think of Dove, I just immediately think of skin bleaching, which really proves to me that the only reason, in my opinion, the only reason that Dove is, you know, making it seem like they care about black hair is because it's in fashion to care about black hair. Because if it was really in fashion, if y'all really cared about black hair, why are y'all selling skin bleaching products in the West? Sorry, why are y'all selling skin bleaching products in Africa? Why are y'all doing that? Let me give you my own little tea. This is my own little prediction. You know, so I was seeing like a lot of news publications picking up on the fact that a lot of black people are trying to file lawsuits against perming companies. Like I'm seeing that a lot more. And if you saw some of my previous videos, you know that I was always talking about, you know, perming and like the, you know, the girls in the boxes of the perms were admitting that they weren't even having perms. All of these people who were, you know, just kind of cosplaying like they was getting their hair permed and they wasn't getting their hair permed. There's a lot more conversations about people filing these complaints, right? Like doing these things. And so I think that a lot of these companies are going to want to be on the good graces of black people because they're realizing that there's going to be an opposition to those chemical processes. And like Dove's marketing has always been like in the West, has always been like a natural embracing of everybody kind of thing, but it's still owned under Unilever. So I'm really curious to see how these companies will start to try to transition out of, you know, the toxicity that they're truly known for into being somebody who is like trying to make it seem like they're for the people and they're down and da 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 da. I wouldn't even be surprised if Dark and Lovely creates some kind of campaign eventually to embrace natural hair. You know, the same people who are selling perms are going to try to transition out of those images and maybe go green and show that they're really, you know, environmentally conscious because it's to pivot out of like their true representation. Personally, I just feel like if every single form of your activism is always going to have people who benefit from texturism, colorism, featureism on the cover and at the forefront, I just don't believe it can ever be radical because you're already giving a watered down version of a true politic. Are we surprised? Let me know. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.